Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Few little things to talk about to start with is, one, I did my tester video the other day. My old GoPro just ruined everything. So what happened is that went in the bin. Well, it went in the bin, it got thrown at the wall in my office. And I've now got a new one. So hopefully the picture's going to be a bit better, quality, sound, fingers crossed, because it's the brand new one, not a 10-year-old one. Two is I actually took this the other day to a job to start doing some testing so you can see, but realised I was filming in the wrong format. I think the screen, when you'll see in a minute, the screen's gonna be quite small, so I just sodded that off. But because it's 6 weeks holiday, two of my boys come with me to work, so what they did, they wanted to get in a video because they watch all the videos and they want to be part of everything. So I'm just gonna play a short clip now of them at work so they can see themselves online, say hello and everything. So I'll do it now. Being the 6 weeks holiday as well, I've also got some little helpers. Hi boys.
Hi.
So, nice bit of PPE on. Okay, oh, they're happy. The other thing is, right, I'm at a house now where I changed the board week or two back, I think. The reason this board was changed is they had an extension on the house. They had an electrician, I think, come into the extension, put a board in, but it was an old plastic one. It was a massive 14, 16 way Wilex one. All the new cables that he ran from one side of the house was in plastic ducting throughout the floorboard, so that was all right. But the board needed upgrading. So what it is, the old rewire, no sorry, he put one board in to run the extension, but there still was an old rewirable one in the cupboard outside. So what I did was put all of that into an adaptable box, extending all the cables up into the new board on the inside of the house. Combine that with the other fuse board, or the new extension, combine it all into one, made it look all back up to regs, put new 10mm bonding into gas and water, 16mm earth, 25mm tails. It's on a KMF switch, I think it's what it's called, I'll have a look. Put a 63 amp fuse in that because the tails are run, technically it's only 3 meters. It's in the cavity of the wall, it's something flexi in the cavity, which I've done in other videos before, just to protect that cable. And it's run, but it's within below 50mm. So, and it's, I'll show you in a minute, you'll see what I mean. But then came into the garage and was confronted with this. So this is getting changed today. The customer's bought himself it's here, little MK board. So I've not done an MK board for, Christ, I couldn't even tell you how long. So it'd be nice to do something a bit different. So this one's just going to get isolated. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, because I think this is 4mm 3/4 from what I can remember from doing it over there. So I'm going to mark out what's what. I mean, it's quite self-explanatory. It's those sockets go to there. Lighting. It's got an RCD. God knows what size that thing is. That's all going to be clipped and just made a lot of neat. Put some all-round band. Put some clips on here. And there's a little greenhouse thing next door which is going to be looked at. I think an IP rated fitting's going up. So I'm going to sort of mark out what's what if needed. Get this isolated at the fuse board. Just disconnect the earth and the whole thing from the board. Pure the fact I don't want to be tripping the main house being off the same RCD. And yeah, I'll get this stripped out and I'll see you in a sec. So even after saying at the beginning that the camera was set in the wrong mode, I've just remembered that it's still set in the wrong mode, so it should have changed by now. So right, after the sort of time lapse with this, they're loose, obviously. Lighting switch, we've got another lighting circuit going over to here. It's a 2-core 4mm, if I can remember. So what I'm going to do with this, I've already glanded up the earth the other side because it was never actually glanded up, so that RCD that was here, the Crabtree one, would have never worked. So I'm going to stick this into a whisker box, gland it, get the earth from that, bring that up and extend it up onto here. Put the MK board up. What I'm tempted to do, I know everyone knows how much I love flexi conduit again, but just a neat note really. I mean, I wasn't going to start with, because not that it's not wasting my time, it's stuff I don't need to be doing, but I just prefer it. I think it looked better, so I'm gonna stick a bit up around, you know, I'm not gonna finish it properly and take it to the end. I'm just gonna do this bit so that makes it look nice to here, and then just run a bit more across and then down to the switches. Just think, yeah, because I've got the, oh no, I've left them in the van. I've got like the little glanding kits for the flexi conduit, so that'll go into the top of the fuse board. Yeah, I'm gonna just pull the cables, pull the clips off, and just feed a bit through the conduit really. Right, so I've got this stripped off, put some conduit on it, just to make it look a bit better when I clip it down and across. And I said before, that's going on a whisker. Yeah, see if you can see it. I know the light's a bit shit. I'm going to mount the board up. I'm going to do the height about here, bring it up a bit so I've got more play on my cables and whatnot. Go and get the glands for these. I'll have to cut that one a lot short because it's too long now. And then just put them in. I mean, we've got 2 lighting circuits here and 2 socket circuits, so we've only got 116 amp. And because it's MK, I don't actually carry any spares. I'll have a look in the van, maybe. So ideally I'd like to put 1 lighting circuit, 1 socket, 1 lighting circuit, 1 socket on that side, so separate RCDs, and then bang a hole on the bottom, and we can do the whisker box there and then bring it up. Okay, so what I'm going to do here to join on the armoured is I've got a whisker 308 box, which is that one. I have got the earthing clamp for the Combi 308, which is this. It's a great bit of kit. It's not cheap, but I had 1 spare in the van, so what that does there, so you've got your opening there, that slots over, so your armour glands through that. You just tighten this bolt up, that then creates the earthing bond, and then you've got a little bolt on top here that you get a little crimp on, attach that on there, fly lead up and through into your board, and there's your earthing. So great piece of kit, and it's smart, it looks neat. Obviously it's not cheap, nothing is that looks fancy and nice like this and makes your life a bit easier, but that's life. So I'm going to get that on, gland that up, and then screw that back, and then we're going to get the board on up top and then start poking some cables through. Right, this is on now. Sorry, I've not done a lot of filming. My torch went flat, and I know there's a lot of light coming in from here, so it makes it a bit harder, so try and get close. So, whisker box on with the earth bar, flexi up. Let me see if I... cough. Alright, hopefully that's made it a bit better. So yeah, that's going up there. Got my cables through. Bit of flexi across the top with some all-round band there and there. That's now going to be clipped because it gets a bit too confusing to try and do it in flexi. You know, I've only just done this. This is free of charge for the customer. Like, I think it looks better. It's got a bit of mechanical protection now. Obviously, I'm going to put some metal clips around this because it's clipped to the wall. So yeah, I'm going to get some clips for that. I haven't got a spare 16 amp or 20 amp breaker here, so in the van, so I'm just going to wire both of the radial socket circuits into the 16 amp, and then I'll just split a 6 across here, so 2 lighting circuits, even though one's for next door, one's in here. But I'm not going to run you around the testing in here, purely the fact there's a lot of stuff in here, and the customers, I asked the customer if it's okay to record in here. They said yeah, no problem at all, just have a look at everything that's in here. It's obviously sensitive stuff, so it's not any sex swings. But yeah, so I'm going to get this finished off. I'm going to metal clip this, and then I'll dress the board in, get some of the bigger 32 amp Wagos on here, seal that, and then I'm going to give it some testing. Right, I don't know how much you can see because the clouds have just gone over and it's gone really dark, and it's power still off in here. So I've got my torch out my phone, so metal clips, around. So I've wired the board in, and I couldn't count. There's actually 3 socket circuits, 3 radials. So there's a socket here, so a socket goes through there, and then there's just a bank of sockets down here. So what I've just done for the time being, I've just put 2 of them, this one and that one, and the one that goes to the next room across, I've just left it looped up in the back until I can get some 16 amp breakers. So it's not, I mean, it probably looks awfully unneat. Awfully, that was posh. Terribly unneat. Oh, that's even worse. Oh, it looks unneat compared to my usual standard. You know, I can't really get much better unless I'd have just ripped the whole thing out and done it again. But yeah, that's it pretty much really. I'm just going to cut the buzz bar at the bottom, put that in. I've tightened all the connections up. I've done some tests in here, as in continuity tests and some IR tests. I've plugged everything back in. Everything's absolutely fine, but it's such a little garage and there's such little sockets in here and circuits, just a couple of strip lights and that's all. So yeah, I'm gonna get this buzz bar put in. I'll get the power on and just do a quick ZS read and see what we're looking at. And yeah, actually I'll take you a run over to the house and see what it's all fed off. Okay, so in the outside meter cupboard at the house, this is where the old fuse board was. There was an old rewirable wooden back fuse board. So this is the armoured going to the garage slash shed garage. Yeah, I fit one of these switch in. Can't remember the name again. Anyway, there's a 63 amp fuse in there. Put adapter box in, grommeted it all. I've earth glanded the armoured cable. 16mm earth upgrade. It's got 10mm to the gas and water. Customer was given the option to conduit it all the way around, but cost wise we're trying to keep it down to a minimum, and they're not really that bothered, to be honest. So that was all pushed up the cavity, goes to the other side of the wall, and there's flexi conduit up from there, and the board literally just goes to here. So that's the Hager one I put in. 25mm tail, 16mm earth, so you got your mains, water, your gas. So going on it, cooker extension, which is the far left hand side of the new bit, water heater, underfloor heating, that's in the extension, first floor lighting, ground floor lighting, sockets. I'm going to make a label up for this one. That's actually a Dyson hand dryer, which is pretty cool, but it's on its sole radial circuit. That's the garage, obviously, that we're just doing. That's on a 20 amp breaker. Ground floor lighting, upstairs, I think, or no, lighting around, and then the extension lighting. So fairly happy with how neat it is. I had to put it up out of the way because this is where that other board, the electrician put the other board, which was solely for the extension, so that was put in there. So I'm just going to wire the garage in now and then take the tester across that and liven it up. Okay, power's up and running. I've just got my tester plugged in. My ZS reading on no trip is 0.88, which is pretty good really for the length of the run from the board. I mean, it's off a 20 amp breaker, so that's well within the parameters of it. So yeah, good job really. It's not the neatest in the world. It's a lot better than it was. It's been upgraded. I'm going to get in the house now and give that a mooch. But realistically, that's it for this video. I know it's a lot shorter than the other ones I've been doing recently. I'm picking up my Speedy this afternoon, so I'm going to get tool review done, fingers crossed, next couple of days, post it up. I'm starting another rewire. I keep getting all the rewires. I'm a lucky guy, really. I'm obviously doing something right. A rewire on a bungalow, and the bungalow is all partition walls, obviously, except external walls. It's a full rewire. They're having a full revamp, new kitchen, obviously new board. It's at the moment in the garage, high level. It's being dropped down because it's an elderly couple that's going to be living there. Got to drop it down to regulation height. New board on, full rewire, lights, down lights, sockets. So that should be quite an interesting one. And I've actually got a young lad starting to work with me there, and he's going to help me out. So I'll get him a bit on the camera. I'll get him do a bit of work and whatnot, which would be nice. So yeah, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.